Thank you. Hello, everyone. It's a back-to-back conference from the last one in the Marriott last week. I don't know how many of you have been there last week. Oh, so thank you. A quick survey. How many of you guys know hardware wallets, or are you actually using hardware wallets? That's a good mix. How many of you actually have lost some Bitcoins? I know that's not a good question. Okay, so there are still some. At some point, somewhere, we all lose some Bitcoins. That's how I started this business, because I lost Bitcoins. It was not a pleasurable experience. It was painful. And I hope none of you, after listening to my presentation today, will lose any more Bitcoins. It's not easy, because they are just out there living in the cloud on the internet. They're roaming around. They're connected to the cloud all the time. It's a digital token. Hackers, they're available. They're valuable. Hackers are really, really crazy about them. If they take that private key, it's theirs. Whoever owns that private key is the owner of that cryptocurrency. My understanding of Bitcoin is it enables anyone and everyone with their free will to transact around the world. No border, no censorship, no government control. And with a good device, such as a hardware wallet, will enable you not only the security, but also the level of control, the peace of mind to access these tokens. Bitcoin really symbolizes freedom, equality, reliability, and maybe most importantly is the what I call is the driving force of the new economy. Because when my business was about to die a few years ago, I'd encountered Bitcoin. And then ever since I became an advocate, I became a passionate lover, I became a believer, investor, and all of the above. When I found this company, I hired someone from Bangladesh to design this logo. You see the HW, or the circle in the middle, it's an H, but also with a W, which stands for hardware, so cryptoHWwallet. I paid him $50 to design this logo. I know $50 is not much money here in the States, but to that person in Bangladesh was actually quite a bit. And then I was able to pay him in cryptocurrency. He first said, no, I would not take cryptocurrency because I don't know what it is. I said, this is real money. And he said, I only take PayPal, I take Zoom. And then I kind of like, if you're willing to take cryptocurrency, you are going to become someone who know about this technology. Because traditionally, we have just these centralized monetary system which we use as PayPal or as Zoom. And then later, finally, he agreed. He took the cryptocurrency as payment. He was able to find someone from local Bitcoins, and then getting the cryptocurrency, getting the Bitcoin address, we transferred to that address, and then he received his local money. So that was the first time he found out about Bitcoin too. So as I started this business, we start to see the growth, because the price of Bitcoin continued to grow, and then the demand for wallets start to grow. Starting last year, this website was launched, cryptoHWwallet.com was launched, and then within 4 months' time, our sales passed $1 million. And to me, that was really a milestone. Because I knew my old business was dying, even though it has been around for many years, but the market was saturated, was extremely hard to compete, the margin was really thin. But ever since cryptocurrency came, the entire space became really vibrant. So what is cryptoHWwallet? I'll go briefly introduce what this is all about. cryptoHWwallet is a brand. We brand all the hardware wallet accessories under this brand, as well as a one-stop cryptoHWwallet superstore. And we are based in the US, Los Angeles, California, which is Southern California. And we specialize in hardware wallet and accessories. We are an authorized reseller for all the brands, which currently Trezor, Ledger, Digital Bitbox, Keep are the only brands. If you look on bitcoin.org, these are certified by the professionals. We believe these are the most reliable, the most trustworthy. That's why we decided to carry these brands. This is our whole line of products that we carry. You see to the left, these are the accessories that we use to accessorize these wallets. It gives the user a much better user experience because these are genuine leather. They feel like real skin. They also will make your wallet look better. It protects the wallet from damages as well. So let me go into some of those major hacks. I don't know how many of you have heard all these hacks, but certainly there has been more than $1 billion worth of cryptocurrency being hacked to the hackers. And the most well-known, as we all know, MTGOX, 480 million, Bitfloor, Poloniex, Bitstamp, Bitfinex, CoinCheck. That happened fairly recent. $540 million worth of new economy lost. This trend will continue because it will never stop. As long as people are not careful, or I'm sure these exchanges are extremely careful, but look, these exchanges are supposedly, they're the professionals in the industry, but they're not able to guard these tokens. So imagine the average person coming to this space. What are the tools that they have available to them to guard these cryptocurrencies from hackers? To me, I've compared all of them. Hardware wallet is, at this point, is probably the only answer. The reason that these exchanges lost all those cryptocurrencies to hackers because at the time they were not offline. They weren't in offline storage or cold storage. They were all in hot wallets. Hot wallets means that they are connected to the internet. The private keys could be compromised to these hackers. If you look at this whole list, since 2012, if you go all the way to the, actually 2011, if you go all the way to the bottom, a lot of them we don't even recognize. Of course, if the amount Bitcoin missing, you see the list. This is the list that I compile. All these Bitcoins have their private keys compromised to these hackers. And like I said, this will continue to happen. Security is extremely important. And a lot of people don't really think it's that big of a deal. They continue to use a lot of the wallets. To me, that's not very, very safe. Of course, I'll go into the details about different wallets to give you a comparison. But hardware wallet, by far, is the safest so far proven that the private keys cannot be compromised. The only way that you could lose your cryptocurrency with a hardware wallet is actually by losing your master seeds when you at the time of setup. Let me go over some wallet choices. So in the early days, we have the core wallets, mostly the desktop wallets, because at the beginning of Bitcoin, we don't have a large ecosystem. There are not enough developers or interests in coming up with all these different wallets choices. So we have the early days, we have these desktop wallets. And as time evolves, these wallets become more and more convenient with more features. So the second one we have is web wallet. Like a lot of the exchanges can be served as web wallets, like Coinbase. Basically, you would have an account with them. You keep your, or you link your account, you keep your cryptocurrency there. They actually hold the private key. They hold your identity. Every time when you need to transact, you need to validate your identity with them. They need to make sure that you are stating who you are before they can transact for you. That's why there's always sometimes a delay when you're trying to transfer funds out. That process is especially a larger amount. It takes time for them to validate you. But in this case, blockchain.info is actually, yeah, this is a web wallet, but also you control this blockchain.info. You also control the private key. Yeah, I shouldn't really categorize that one as a web wallet, but they do have a web version as well as a mobile version, which I think it should really go to the mobile version, probably be more suitable. Well, yeah, as I have here. A mobile version wallet is more convenient in terms of carrying petty cash or small amount of cryptocurrencies where you can transact for the convenience. In my opinion, it's still more secure than web wallets and desktop wallets because it's much harder to hack a cell phone than it is to hack a computer. Most of the operating systems, to a lot of hackers, it's much easier to hack than an iPhone, iOS, or Android phone. And then the last one is the hardware wallet, which I'm going to focus on. There are these 4 wallets currently, but I believe this year there will be other wallets added to the pool. We already have some developments going on. They've been getting in contact with us, having us carry their wallets as it becomes available. But our standard, our pre-screening process would be, if you're not really a certified wallet by bitcoin.org, we're not likely to carry them because we don't know if this is trustworthy or it's safe. We want to have these professionals to certify them before we carry them. So why hardware wallet is a better choice? Well, here are the reasons. These security advantages of these hardware wallets over the other type of wallets are simply as follows. The private keys will never or are never exposed to the internet or to the cloud. It's always embedded or securely stored on the private key. I mean on the MCU, microcontroller unit. It's kind of like a CPU. These wallets are mini or dedicated computer system. Does only a few things. It validates your cryptocurrency syncing with the blockchain and then signs the transaction. Those are the only things that pretty much the only things that they do. They don't do, they're not really doing any other fancy functions to minimize the attack surfaces. And it's really, the hardware wallet is really immune to computer viruses because the private key never leaves the wallets themselves. So even though if the computer that you're using has virus on them, keyloggers or Trojan horse, it would not be possible to steal the private keys. And at the time of transaction, all the hardware wallets requires a press of confirmation, press the physical button on the wallet to confirm that you are sending or you're signing the transaction. And prior to that, it even has a, actually that's the next bullet point. But prior to that, it even has a independent screen for you to verify who you're transacting with. You get a chance to look at the sending address, and you can look at the amount of Bitcoin or cryptocurrency you're sending. And all hardware wallets are using encryption, and all the software are open source. It's open to any experts to dissect the code to make sure that there are no pitfalls. independent screen. Currently, Trezor Ledger, Nano S, Ledger Blue, KeyP, they all have independent screens. Prior to that, the early models like the Ledger, it's called Ledger HW1 and Ledger Dual, they do not have independent screens, but as they made improvements, now most of the new wallets come with the independent verification screens, which is a much, much better feature, and then also give you a much more comfort zone in terms of transacting when you are able to look at that independent screen, comparing with your computer monitor to see exactly who you're sending your Bitcoins to. And that is really, really important, not only when you are transacting, but when you're updating a firmware, it will have a serial number for all the firmware. It gives you a chance to verify. If hardware wallet with that screen will have a 2FA, which is the model at Ledger HW1. If they don't have a independent screen, it always will ask you a second form of authentication, either through a security card, that's what the Ledger HW1 uses, or using a phone app, just to make sure that we'll give you an extra layer of security that you are confirming the transactions before you're able to validate them. And we are currently selling all the wallets on our website, as well as all these marketplaces. If you look at this, the name, cryptoHWwallet, and you will be able to find us through all these marketplaces, and there will be more added this year as we're expanding our staff. So I'll give you a few reasons why you should be buying from us. Is because we're authorized resellers. All these wallets makers we work very closely with. They pretty much endorse us. As you see that we're pretty active, participating in a lot of these blockchain events or Bitcoin events. So we're credible, and we're able to compete with all the prices. If you're local in the States, we do really fast shipping. Normally it's 1 day turnaround for processing, and then we use a US postal system. It takes 3 to 5 business days to arrive. We offer a good customer service because we open our phone lines for any technical related support. We're also able to handle a much easier return and refund. Instead of you have to buy it directly from the wallet manufacturers, you would have to do the returns, send it back to Europe, because most of them are in Europe, except KeyP is locally in the US. And we're looking for some global resellers to work with, because we have cryptoHWwallet brand, we want to bring these brands to these other geographical regions in different parts of the world, different continents. We already have some global resellers currently on board, but we're actively looking for more. And this way, the resellers not only can enjoy a good profit margin by carrying our product, they can service their customer better. They can also provide the same benefit as we do to our local buyers instead of crossing the international borders, especially on shipping and logistics. And we can also customize logos for large orders. If you guys, whoever has like a large marketing event or ICO, different events that you need to customize some logos, we can do those on wallets as well as the leather cases, because we work with all these wallet makers. We can obtain fairly good discounts on large orders. So we have special discounts on all these larger size orders. We guarantee the authenticity of all and quality of all our products. And we have an affiliate program. As a matter of fact, we are building our new website. Hopefully that's ready within or before May. We just have a new company, sign up a new company, a contract with them to build a new website. It's going to be a much better website. Currently, we know there are problems with our websites, and it's not as ideal as we would expect them to be. So hopefully that will bring a better shopping experience to all of you guys. And if you like, of course, follow us on Facebook and Twitter. We always have new updates on hardware wallets, new models coming out, new updates needed. and new products coming to our website. And we continue to update all the information throughout. We will provide a lot of educational material information, giving special tips to all the crypto investors, and hopefully you guys can enjoy the benefit of what we provide. I have a few minutes, I think. I can take some questions. Yeah. Okay.
Jerry.
So I was kind of shocked to see that wallets have been so cheap. That is, persons who buy them on eBay have found that, and I don't have a wallet, I'm not sure how it works, but there's apparently a number to sign in. They check out that number, appropriate that to themselves, then send it to the person, and as soon as they use the wallet, basically all
Yeah.
the places are belong to us.
Yeah.
Frankly, it freaks me out to see you selling at a table, thinking, how do I know if I buy one of your wallets? Who else is the thing I talk about? How do I know, other than you seem to be honest and have a website, that you're not invading the packaging and I'm not disadvantaged by that?
Okay, did all of you hear that question? Okay, so yeah, this scam happened not too long ago. I think you're referring to that the Ledger incident. The scammer artist did pull off this really amazing scam. I was so surprised. What happened is the scammer sold an authentic ledger, and then he pre-generated the master seeds. So basically, he set up the wallets already, and then he sealed the seeds on a lottery scratcher type of paper, and then the person received it, scratched that off, and then used those seeds. Basically, he did a new setup. The victim, instead of did a new setup, he did a recovery process of what the scammer had provided, all the master seeds. So it's a trap. And then this really got the attention of Ledger, so they have put on their website, you never want to trust anyone, including us, because you should be generating your own seeds. And that person did not know, because I guess that person is new to the space. This is why, to me, I say education is so crucial, so important. Yes. So other than you buy directly either from the manufacturer or from authorized dealers, to me, these wallets have been made literally bulletproof. Anyone can give me a wallet that has been used, as long as I reflash that unit and then I regenerated a new master seeds, I can put any amount of Bitcoins on it, because I know that these are really hard, to embed any fake firmware or try to make a fake one. All these wallets have some type of mechanism to set up to verify. As soon as you go on their website, if there's some fake firmware is on there, it'll automatically warn you, and then it'll trigger a reflash or reset. And then I don't even think it's possible. So far, there has never been a successful fake firmware being installed on any of these devices.
Thank you, Joseph. We have another question here from Brenda.
Hello, thank you. I was wondering if you have any idea when a hardware wallet will come out that will support all the regular coins and the altcoins, if you know.
Yes. So far, Ledger and Trezor are the ones supporting the most cryptocurrencies. If you count the ERC20, that one has close to 450 cryptocurrency altcoins. And then besides that, all the major ones, it's supporting like Bitcoin, Litecoin, Dash, Zcash, of course, Ethereum. But I don't think it will reach that point, because a lot of the cryptocurrencies may not be as sound as they believe they are supposed. Some are too new, and they don't want to mislead the community by supporting every single one of them. Some are obviously not even real. Like some of you have been in the space long enough. BitConnect, it was a scam coin, and now that pretty much disappeared because it was basically operated on a pyramid scheme. They're offering this crazy amount of return, and then as the value continued to drop, and then it just broke. The system broke. So I don't think that will be one day that will be able to support all of it. But they are very selectively selecting sound cryptocurrencies they select. That's one of the things. I can't say that ERC20, all of them are. It happened to be that all the tokens issued on the Ethereum blockchain will be compatible under my Ether wallet, but I'm not endorsing all of that will be sound. There are so many cryptocurrencies just on CoinMarketCap alone. It has close to 1,600 of them. I know most of them may not live to the last day. To me, only the top ones like Bitcoin will probably be the most reliable, in my opinion, because there are the smartest people around it that working on it around the clock, innovating on this technology, and they made the most GitHub deposits last year. They continue to do so this year. So you really want to be careful what you pick. I know the hype can be really attractive, or when you see a cryptocurrency goes 10x, 20x, and people get really excited, they just jump in, and then before they know it, it's already crashed by half or by 70, 80%.
Okay, we have another question for you here by Snehal.
Thank you, Joseph, for your talk. I have the key question here is what is the data you have on the failure rates of these hardware wallets? And follow on to that is that what is the recovery mechanism when you say, let's say your hardware wallet becomes not readable or for any reason it fails?
The last part of the question I didn't get. Can you repeat the last part?
What is the recovery mechanism?
Oh, okay.
For when your hardware wallet fails?
Okay. Yeah, so in terms of security, none of them has ever been breached. Nobody has had any experience that I know of. Actually, I know this would be a big news if any hardware wallet say that they had their cryptocurrency on it and then it was hacked. So far, none of these brands has had that incident. That's really good news, and I have good confidence that these will continue to improve on this level of security. So hopefully that will never happen, because that would be really disastrous, because there are a lot of people have a lot of cryptocurrencies on these wallets. If one gets hacked, that brand can go down the drain.
That's all the time we have now.
Oh yeah, I was gonna. What's the failure rate? Oh yeah,
What's the failure rate?
Yeah, the failure rate in terms of functionality? No, so far we've sold on Trezor, we sold probably 50,000 units. We have less than a dozen return. A few of them had dead screens, a few of them just would not load. So, yeah. Yeah, I was going to answer that next. So at the time of setup, you're given a set of seeds based on the BIP39 protocol, either 12, 18, or 24. You can choose any of those. When you set up that hardware wallet, you make sure you keep those masters, we call it master seeds, securely. If that wallet happens to fail, you can use another wallet, another brand of wallet, or even a web wallet that use this common protocol to recover. And that is the backup.
Okay, and if you have any more questions, you can go out that door to the right, and there's a booth there, and you can ask more questions and maybe even have some demos hands-on. Thank you, Joseph.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Let's give him a round of applause.